Good afternoon, my people. What is going on? It is your main man, Charles Tank Harris, the founder and chief visionary officer of the financial literacy platform Wealth Our Way, where our motto is wealth is not only for the wealthy. I welcome each and every one of you to episode 130. This is the wrap up of week 3 of the Home Buyers Workshop. Before we get into everything wrapping up this week, I want to practice the attitude of gratitude and thank each and every one of you who are here with me live as I stream across the Wealth Our Way Facebook page and the Wealth Our Way Network YouTube page. I also want to give the Wealth Our Way Nation salute to all the members of Wild Nation that watch this program after it's been recorded, either overnight, over the weekend, or wherever they can squeeze 15 minutes of financial literacy in. And then a heartfelt how are you to the good folks on the Life 101 platform who listen to the audio of this very here recording. With that being said, wasn't last night amazing? Like last night, I felt as though Diana came on and showed out. It was so refreshing to see, as I said on the show, that financial literacy is in good hands. Like the next generation, people are out here really promoting what is meant to be for everybody, which is financial equality, regardless of your skin color, regardless of your sexual preference, regardless of your age, regardless of your socioeconomic background. You are supposed to have a wealthy and abundant life. It's just a function of you believing it, you seeking the education from those who can offer it to you, and then the most difficult part, you implementing what it is that you learn. I always take my hat off. I ain't wearing a hat, but when I do, I take it off to salute you guys for showing up here and getting this information. And I always, you'll see in the comments in the short order, the intake form, which will allow you to give me any type of insight into more information that you may want from this program, because I do understand that no matter how much of a close-knit community Wild Nation is, there's sometimes people who aren't going to raise their hand. We were that way in school and ask questions that pertain to their situation, and I can't address individual situations that I don't know enough about. So we'll put the questionnaire in the chat. You guys will have the opportunity, as you always do know, you can email info@wealthourway.com, and I get to every question. That is why I come here. So I have my practice. I'm a for-profit financial planner. Everyone knows that. But you also know that I come here and do all my pro bono work. I give all of what I know away. And then when people decide, hey, what I hear here is great, but I got to take a little bit extra step, they come work with me on an individual basis, or I refer them to someone who may be better able to help their particular situation. Because at the end of the day, it was like Diana said last night, everybody isn't for everybody. And one person's situation may be better served by someone else. I think, I have a mindset of abundance. I don't look at referring business elsewhere as an opportunity that I didn't get. I look at it as freeing up my time for the opportunity that is more ideal for me. And there is always something that's more ideal for you coming if you're open and receptive to it. So we are going to next week's going to be crazy. So we had Liz Paris, and she's in the audience today. Hey, Liz, what's good? We had Liz Paris from Movement Mortgage on last week. 2 weeks ago, we had the brother Mike Headley from the Headley Real Estate Group. And then last night, we had Deanna Reeves, realtor, making millennials making sense, just all types of entrepreneurial endeavors that she is into. We're going to have all 3 of them here next Wednesday on the Financial Power Hour. And we are going to talk about the topic of next week's show is I got my house, now what? Because we talk a lot about getting ready to buy a home, the home buying process, but you eventually get the home. And then what do you do once you have that? I've been a homeowner on multiple occasions. I'm an investor as well as homes that I've owned for my family to live in. And each time that I bought a home, so I'm going to look at the 2 major purchases, once in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, and once in Roswell, Georgia. They were both dramatically different situations based on size of family, size of house, neighborhood. I had to concern myself with schools. I had to concern myself with maintenance of homes, a homeowners association, things such as landscaping. Utilities. I went from a house that was maybe, I don't know, 2,000 square feet in Cherry Hill to a house that was 8,000 square feet in Georgia. And the utilities, the landscaping, the furnishing, whole different ball game. Who helps you with that? Once again, we talk a lot on this program that we are the first generation in our line to start to do things of worth, start to do things of substantial growth. And if we don't have someone to lean back on and ask, hey, how do I do this? How do we do it? So, right now it's funny. I just had a housekeeper come over yesterday to interview her to keep this place clean. And this is only a 3-bedroom condo, but I'm not going to clean it. And, I don't have a spouse or a significant other here to clean it. So I got to clean it. And me and my son are here, and, 2 men, you don't want to see the bathrooms around here, So I had someone come over and quote me a price, and it was interesting. So the price that they quoted me for the initial clean was very reasonable. In fact, I asked a few people what they thought I should get quoted, and the quote they gave me came in under the lowest one that the people I asked said. However, when I asked for what the ongoing price would be, it was higher than everybody said I should pay every 2 weeks or every month. So this is a decision I have to make to figure out how to keep this place clean, because me taking the time out of what I do to clean not only is it not going to happen because it's not what I want to do, but it's not the best use of my time. We talk about the best use of $1. There's also a concept called the best use of your time. They say that if Bill Gates dropped a $100 bill while he was walking down the street, he would be better served to keep going wherever he was headed than to take the time to stop and pick up the 100. Because when Bill Gates takes a step forward, it's worth several $100s. So you have to know your worth, and you have to know, should you be taking time? Maybe it takes 2-3 hours to clean this place. I'm not going to keep saying how much I make an hour, because some people say I brag when I say that. But trust me, it is a lot more economically feasible for me to pay somebody else than for me to forego the 3 hours of income earning that I could do, as opposed to having someone else do it. So we're going to talk about all of that on the show, how you are as a homeowner, what your responsibilities are, because what a lot of people don't realize is that even though you're buying this home, and you do know, we talk a lot about it being your biggest asset, there are things that need to be very kept front and center, like resale value, property values in the neighborhood, keeping your house up to speed and keeping the neighborhood, which is why they have homeowners associations, keeping some type of continuity through the actual neighborhood so that everybody's house looks the same. See, this is one of the things with live TV. I had my door open to have a little wind come in, but I had to close it because it was too noisy. But now my brow is sweating, so I'm going to go live right in front of all you cats and, wipe a pimp down. So there we go. I'm talking like a pimp because I saw Snoop Dogg on the halftime show on YouTube last night. I finally got around to watching it. I think it was 2 nights ago. It was a good show. But back to the point in the topic at hand. We are going to address all of these issues next Wednesday. We're also going to have an opportunity for you to go back, watch the old Power Hours, watch the old 15 Minutes of Finances, or just in your own situation. I don't know, maybe someone has embarked upon the home buying process. You will have a seller's agent, a buyer's agent, and a financial loan officer all here next Wednesday to ask your questions, to bounce your ideas off. Some people have come back to me and said, from listening to these shows, they realize, what, I'm ready to take this leap. And others have said, what, I'm 6 months away from taking this leap. I realize I'm not ready. And that is what the Financial Power Hour, Wealth Our Way, 15 Minutes of Finance, that is what we are about. We're about giving you the tools, the education to know what's best for you financially. So I love that you guys are here. When we continue moving the format along, I am improving. Hopefully you guys will consider it improving every week with the format. One of the things that we are going to start doing, so let me let the cat out the bag. We are going to have Entertainment Month here at Wealth Our Way on the Financial Power Hour. I have a couple of professional athletes who are going to come do the show and talk about business off the field. I have a guy who's so well connected in Hollywood and works with so many professionals, and he's basically famous himself. Is coming onto the show. So I haven't really determined whether that's going to be the April or the March lineup. People's schedules are bouncing around, but stay tuned, and we'll get to have some insight as to how, there's an old saying that the rich are different from you and I. And in some cases that's true. And in some cases it's very much not true. What we're going to do, and the purpose of having the entertainment show on, is to give you an idea as to what Biggie so famously said: more money, more problems. The people who I'm going to have on are very relatable. They come from the same environment that we all come from, and they'll tell you how it's not much different, the things that they're dealing with: family stresses, work problems, the same way we deal with them. And having more money, having more commas in your paycheck or commas in your bank account, sometimes it just leads to more stresses. I know for me, it leads to more taxes. And we'll talk about how people from every walk of life can find ways to carve out a higher level of living through this process of talking to people. My goal and my job is to bring different ideologies to the forefront so that everybody can interact with each other and see how we're all the same and embrace what about us is different. So that's coming up. Stay tuned for that. I think it's going to be the month of April. The guys or the football players go back to OTAs during April. So it'll be easier for me to get them on Wednesdays because that's the day that they don't have training. With that being said, I very much am looking forward to next week, to the panel that we're going to have on with Mike Headley, Liz Paris, Deanna Reeves. These people are amazing. You've seen them firsthand now, and to be able to have access to them where the services that they provide normally cost people money, they give their time, they care about the community. I want you guys to not only make sure that you're present, but bring people with you. I know a lot of my audience will bring their children, they'll bring their friends. Please, please do. And yes, Lindsay, we will talk about equity and HELOCs, home equity line of credit, all of these things on the show. That's a great point. I know Liz is in the audience. She'll have that teed up for you, because a lot of times, and we'll talk about also homes and trusts. I'm getting of age. I think I said on one of the previous shows, I was trying to decide whether I was going to buy or just continue to rent, because at 52 in June, did I want a 30-year mortgage, or do I want to pay twice a month on my mortgage and knock it down to 17 years? Or did I want to lock into a 15-year? Whatever the case may be, I'm going to get to an age where I want my home in a trust. I want my home to not be an asset of mine in case I need, assistance with healthcare or other things. I want my tax dollars that have paid into the Medicaid system to come back and benefit me in the end. And I don't know what you guys know about Medicaid, but the AID stands for assets involuntarily depleted. Like, they make sure you don't have anything before you get a dime from the government. So a lot of times what the wealthier or more financially savvy people do is they put their assets in trust, but there is a 5-year look back period on transfers and title ownership. So you have to have some forward thinking with your planning. So we'll talk about that a little bit. I'm going to have an estate planning month with some experts coming up. So I don't want to let the cat out the bag on that right now, but we're going to wrap up the Home Buyers Workshop month with a bang next week. And I just want to thank each and every one of you for coming back, for subscribing to the Wealth Our Way Network YouTube page, for sharing the content that we have here, for filling out the questionnaires, for just being a member of Wild Nation. It means a lot to me to know that I'm not out here talking for my health, that the clients that I serve individually, they benefit from my advice, but that I'm also able to give back, because everything that I've been able to achieve and attain financially or in my life with knowledge came from other people helping me. So that's why I'm here helping you. And I really pray that I make a difference in everybody's life moving forward. So with that being said, I want you guys to enjoy the weekend. I don't know, everybody's spread out across the country, and I love that. Down here in the Atlanta area, we like in the high 60s, low 70s. I got to go get my Harley so I can ride. I'm about to start hitting these golf balls again. I'm having fun. I'm trying to enjoy myself. But I want you guys to have a great weekend as well. And please remember, wealth is not only for the wealthy. You guys take care, and I'll see you next Tuesday.